Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Culling the Collection, where I take myself through a shelf of my movies, take a look at those films that I no longer feel are worthy to stay in the collection, or those that I may have upgraded to 4K or have a steelbook of, or form part of a box set. Who knows? Let's get into it. Okay, so today we're taking a look at this shelf. This shelf here, it's got a few bits on the top. Yeah, what can I say? Should we just start with it? Should we just get into it without any jibber jabber? You know why I'm doing this. You've watched the other episodes, and I'm finding it very liberating to do this. I originally sold some stuff to CEX. That felt great. It felt fantastic to do, to actually say goodbye to some of this stuff that I don't want, and I had a little bit of a return for it that I can put back into the collection for stuff that I do want or stuff that I don't have. So let's begin. So first up we have a book that contains the movie Paddington. However, the book has kind of fallen apart. I picked it up cheap in CEX, not realising that, well, actually, the book is all in a foreign language. Although the disc inside is the Blu-ray with the UK age rating on. So, but anyway, then we have Paddington 2, which I've yet to watch. Apparently, it's meant to be really good. I'll give it a go at some point, so I'm going to keep those. In fact, I'm going to move them up to the shelf above. Then we can begin here. So first up we have a slipcover for Jaws. That's all it is. Jaws is elsewhere, doing something. I don't know. And then we have Pearl, starring Mia Goth, the sequel to X, wasn't it? Yeah, X I don't have. X I hated. I thought it was a disgusting film. I thought it was very manipulative, manipulating its audience and all this sort of a thing. And I disliked it. But Pearl came along and I thought it was a great film. But it doesn't make me want to own X. I can watch that as a standalone movie, as it should be. Next up. I love submarine films, but yet I've not got round to watching this. But when you take into account it stars Ed Harris, David Duchovny, and William Fichtner. I know William Fichtner. You know, he's been in a lot of stuff. I should watch it. So that's a key part. I'm going to put that on the other shelf above, so I can just clear these bits. And then we have Will Smith, In the Pursuit of Slappiness. Sorry, In the Pursuit of Happiness. And I've yet to watch it. I did buy it post-slap. That's a good name, though, isn't it? I'm pleased. I just pulled that out of the air. In the Pursuit of Slappiness. That just came to me as I was filming. Fantastic. Anyway. The pleasure's all mine. The pleasure is all mine. With pleasure. A film about a young lady attempting to get into the porn industry. It comes with art cards. It's an interesting watch. And it doesn't shy away from showing the good and the bad of that industry. You know, it isn't one-sided, making you think, yeah, everything's great and hunky-dory. It shows you a darker side to it, the impact. Next up, Pretty Woman, Richard Gere, Julia Roberts, gerbil. I mean, no, I don't think there's any gerbils in sight. I don't think. They wouldn't be in sight anyway, would they? They'd be like elsewhere, out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind in the body. But yeah, I'll keep that. Then we have Mel Gibson in the movie Payback. And this stars the theatrical stars. It has the theatrical version and the director's cut on it, both together. So, a keeper. It'll be interesting to see how I get on this shelf. And then we have a German release of the movie Spring Break, starring Andy Samberg. J.K. Simmons is in this as well. And it is a film that is a Groundhog Day story concept. Same day, repeating over and over again. It's a really good film. It's a really good film. Didn't get a UK release as far as I'm aware. It's a film that, you know, I struggle with the Groundhog Day concept. I struggle with it in that repetitive storytelling nature starts to bore me because I feel like the narrative of the story isn't progressing whatsoever. And it just does put me off. I don't know why I put Pearl down there. Pearl's going back up. But yeah, so that film there, yeah, it's a good film. Now next up is a film that Matt really liked over at Matt V's Movies. And I think this is quite hard to get and it's out of print. And I do have my DVD in there as well. P2. From the creators of Switchblade Romance. Gore with a Flare. P2. Rated 18. Matt watched it over Christmas time and I think he really enjoyed it. Germany did do a release. I think it was a digibook version. I've got it. One to go. Prince of Persia. I'm not going to watch it. And I had Nikita on this shelf up here from last episode, and I've just come across Point of No Return, which is the Bridget Fonda version of Nikita. May have had a different name in different territory, I'm not sure. But I'm going to put that up on the other shelf. Obviously it's a keeper. I've got to put it with Nikita because it is the same film. Then we have The Princess Bride, and I quite like this cover. Special edition, apparently. Yeah, I quite like that cover for it. I'm going to keep that. George Clooney and Marky Mark Wahlberg in The Perfect Storm. And again, one to keep. Most definitely. Then we have The Penguins of Madagascar. For the kids. Not my kids, grandkids now. I had fun with this. I don't have none of the Madagascar movies, but I did get the penguins on. I don't know why. And then we have Tom Hanks in The Polar Express. I'll get rid of that rubbish film. No, I like it. It's a good film, but I have a 4K steelbook edition of it. So no need to keep that one now. Next up, Pacific Rim 3D. With a lovely lenticular on it. Look at that. Look at that. Now, I do have Pacific Rim in 4K over there. Titans of Cult, I believe, released Pacific. Yes, they did. So, it's the lenticular. I want to keep the lenticular. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be naughty with this one, the same as what I did with Looper. I'm going to slice that lenticular off, and it's going to go into another edition. And Pacific Rim, like this, can go goodbye. Yeah. It's got 3 discs. Then we have Pacific Rim Uprising, which I shall keep because I don't have that any other way. It weren't as good, nowhere near. Perfect Stranger, Halle Berry and Bruce Willis. Film that I need to give a revisit to. It's Bruce Willis after all. I feel so sorry for the guy. I truly do. What's the time? Anyway, next up we have the Planet of the Apes 5-movie collection. Now, I want to say that I can say goodbye to that 5-movie collection. It's nice. It's there. But I think I have them here, right next to me. Oh, are these Blu-ray? I'm going to have a look for this one. yeah, look, I've got it there. I've got them there. And this actually includes, oh wow, I never knew that, but this actually includes Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and the Tim Burton 2001 Planet of the Apes movie in here. It's got all of them in that box. I just thought that was the original, and that's, well, it makes sense, isn't it? Because it's bloody Caesar on it anyway. It's oh, what, my mind. Yeah, mind blown. So Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, that Planet of the Apes 5 movie collection can hit the road, as can Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Look at that, look at the eye. Because I have it in there. And as can Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, because I have it in there. That can go. And as can, no, I'll keep that. It's a steelbook of War for the Planet of the Apes. You know what I'm doing, don't you? Wait there a minute. Wait there. Come here, you. Come out. I'm going to see whether... And you know what? War for the Planet of the Apes fits in there as well. So I'm going to put War of the Planet of the Apes in there as part of that head collection. Fantastic. Next up, we have the complete box set of Police Academy. I bought this primarily for Police Academy 1, although I get some enjoyment out of the others, but Police Academy 1 is a great movie. Next up, Maggie Q, Michael Keaton, Sam Jackson, The Protégé, but I've not yet watched it. Picked it up from Germany. Yeah. Then a film that I do actually like, and it's Pain and Gain, from Michael Bay. One of his sort of forgotten films that you don't hear a lot of people talk about now. I enjoy it, so I keep that. It's quite funny. Anthony Mackie's in it as well. You know, Captain America Falcon. It's quite a funny film. And we have Passchendaele, a film by Paul Gross. Now, Paul Gross stars in the film. He's the main star of the movie. Obviously, it's a true story. Flanders, 1917. In 16 days of fighting, 5,000 soldiers lost their lives. This is their story. Paul Gross is from Due South, the TV show Due South. He was the Canadian Mountie in Chicago. Next up, we have A Perfect Getaway with Milla Jovovich, Steve Zahn, Timothy Olyphant. Timothy Olyphant for me steals this film. He's fantastic in it. This is the film where I thought, I really like you. I really like you as an actor. Got to keep an eye on you. Okay, and then next up we do have the Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm going to go do it like this because obviously that film is the first one there. Great film. Then we have 1 and 2 in a slimline case like that. I picked up cheap to get part 2. Then we have part 3, part 4, and part 5. Now, when I was in CEX a little while ago, they had the 4K box set for $39.99, and I was close to pick, or $38.99 I think, and I thought to myself, that looks like a nice box set. I may pick it up. I'm glad I didn't. Because it would have just been an impulse buy of something that wasn't needed. Because in real, you know, I'm not going to visit those films often. I think they are long. They're long films. They're overly stuffed. Yeah, they're not. You know, I'll keep them because it's a franchise, basically, for that first film or the first 3 at least. You know, but yeah, it's not the greatest of films. But there we go. Then we have Pompeii with a lenticular, and I quite enjoyed this. Took me a long time to get to it and watch it, but when I did, I thought, okay, why didn't I watch that sooner? Then we have the Poseidon Adventure, Gene Hackman, and inside I actually have my old DVD of the film. I also have a version that came free with the Sun newspaper back in the day, that I always credit myself putting a stop to that sort of stuff. There's a story behind that. I have told it before. Should I tell it again? I'll do it in a nutshell. Basically, newspapers gave away free films. Some of the films that they gave away free were films like Conan, The Destroyer and Highlander. Both of those two films, as an example, are rated 15. So as someone younger than 15, I could stroll into a shop, go up to the film counter, pick up the DVD of Highlander and say, I want to buy that. And they say to me, how old are you? 16. No, you're not. You're 10. Don't lie to me. Get out of the shop, right? But that same kid could then walk back in, pick up the Sun newspaper or whatever newspaper it is with that film free in it, walk up to the same counter, say, I want to buy this newspaper. Okay, kid, here you go. Here's the newspaper. Give me your money. Off you go, you little scallywag. You've got the film. It makes no sense. And I wrote a letter to a couple of magazines, the people doing it and this sort of thing. It soon came to a stop. Yeah, I don't know why. It just outraged me. But there we go. My letter was published in either Empire or Total Film when I'd done it, which made me feel great. Oh, my letter's been published. Oh, how may I feel special? Yeah, like hell, dear. Twat. Anyway, Poseidon, the remake version. Yeah, it was alright. Kurt Russell's in it, come on. And here's an underrated film that I love and I adore, and it got so slated because everyone didn't like Kevin Costner anymore. The media turned against Kevin Costner, thusly everyone else with their weak little minds that follow everything that goes on turn against Kevin Costner. And it is The Postman, and I think it is a fabulously shot film. And I love the ending because it comes down to two people fighting. Two people fighting, not a massive big action, overly action set piece or anything. Two individuals just duking it out in the middle of a field on their horses and falling off their horses and stuff like that. There we go. Next up, Premium Rush. Premium Rush. Michael Shannon's in it. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It was alright. It was an alright movie. Then we have The Prestige. That's pretty good. You know, obviously it is a Christopher Nolan movie. But yeah, it was alright. Then we have Priest. Priest with and Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany. Maggie Q is in it. And who's the other person? It's got what's his face? Carl Urban is in it. But it's not a good film at all. It's not a good film. Oh, I want to say I don't want it, but I don't like getting rid of the lenticulars. I love lenticulars. I'm going to keep it. I'm so weak. Anyway, next up is the movie Paul. I don't think this is an overly good film. I really need to watch it again. You know, obviously it's sort of on the back of the Cornetto trilogy, and people who didn't know probably thought they were watching another one of them, which they're not. I don't know whether it's a good film. I don't know. Next up, Pandorum with a lovely lenticular in itself. So I shall keep that. Dennis Quaid is in it. Dennis Quaid. And we have Mel Gibson, The Passion of the Christ. Keeper. Philadelphia. Tom Hanks. Denzel Washington. AIDS. Yes. I'll keep that. Then we have Planes, Trains and Automobiles, which I did upgrade to a 4K version. The old DVD's in there. So that's something that I will get rid of. The 4K wasn't a great transfer, but there we go. Film that I never got through. I picked it up for like £1 or something. Paper Towns. Yeah. Cara Delevingne is in it. See you later, Cara Delevingne. Then we have Paradise Hills, a strange film starring Mila Jovovich. I like Mila Jovovich, so thusly I was sort of into this film. Then we have the movie Pool. It's a Korean film about these individuals that get trapped in the bottom of a swimming pool with, well, you can see what it is. Then we have I never did watch it. Pride, Prejudice and Zombies. Slay with pride, kill with prejudice. Should I try it? I don't know. I've got to give it a go before I say goodbye. Then we have Pet Sematary, the remake, which it was okay. I hated the sequel to it that they'd done. That came along a little while ago. It was a horrendous film. I do have the original film on Steelbook. Then we have Paranormal Activity. See you later. I'm not keeping that. It's found footage. I don't like found footage films. They make me feel sick. That one may not, but they're not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Then we have Prisoners with Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal. Anyway, you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean that's Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Viola Davis, Maria Bello, Terrence Howard. It's got an okay cast. And then we have Mel Gibson in the extended cut of The Patriot, which is a keeper for me. So that's it. We're at the end. We're at the finale of that there shelf. So let me freehand a bit. Floating camera. So that's the shelf as it looks now. Now I know that I have put a couple of films up there. Pearl, Pursuit of Slappiness, Phantom Paddingtons. But I'm left with a bit of space. Space is good. Space is good. So, quick run through of those films that I've got rid of just after this break. There we go. I'm back. And I've actually been on 2 hours. Believe it or not. I didn't just duck down, stand back up. 2 hours have passed in that time. Let's take a look at what I got rid of. So first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 movies. The count is coming down. It was about 12, about a dozen, but it seems to be slipping. But anyway, so what did we get rid of? So we got rid of Prince of Persia. I'm not going to watch it. Polar Express, 4K upgrade. I have in the Steelbook. Pacific Rim, I have a 4K version of it, so that can go. That's the 3D version. Oh, Planet of the Apes box set. Get rid of that, baby. We know what happened there. All went into my head. Not this head. This head here, fitted in the back with the Steelbook. Nicely done. Don't know what I'm going to do when a new one comes out, though. Paranormal Activity, not my cup of tea. Paper Towns was rubbish. Planes, Trains and Automobiles. I had an upgrade to 4K. Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Yes, I should have done them with the other Planet of the Apes films. But again, they were in that box set in that head. So that's it. That's that shelf done and complete, which is great. Now let me just move some stuff up. Papery bits. Get rid of them. That film can stay there. Get rid of some. Oh look, I've got a Quantum of Solace mouse mat there. Punisher mouse mat there. Oh, Frank Castle, rest in peace. Tron Legacy mouse mat there. Battlestar Galactica mouse mat there. Yeah. All right, so. In 2 weeks, I will be back, same time, Saturday evening, about 5, 6 p.m, with another episode. And then we're going to drop to this shelf here. Now, this shelf here is primarily peas, with an F thrown in, believe it or not, and some other bits. It's all over the show, peas. But I'll be honest, I don't think there's too much on this shelf that is gonna go. I really don't, because a couple of them are massive big box sets. So that leads me to say, shall we carry on now with this video and do the second shelf in this video? And the answer to that is yes. However, I will do that when I get back, because I've now got to go and step out, because I need to take my dog Brody to the vets, because poor little guy has only got one ball, one testicle. He has only one testicle. The other testicle is actually stuck up inside him. It's something that happens sometimes to dogs, and they've got to go for an operation to have it removed. Otherwise, it ends up becoming cancerous. And at this stage, he's 8 months old, and we need to get that checked out and get this operation booked in if they deem it a requirement. Whether that means that the other one needs to go as well, I don't know, because he's such a handsome dog that, you know, he'd make a good stud for breeding. So it would be a shame if that potentially couldn't be the case. I don't know if you can still breed them with one little bollock. I don't know, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, we're going to go to the vets. We're going to find out. Then I shall come back and I shall continue in this same video with that shelf there, because we'll take a look at it. But I think that doing that as a video on its own is a disservice to you, because I know that there might be not a lot on it. But we shall see momentarily. Be back soon. See you then. This time it will be a couple of hours. Okay, so I am back, obviously. Been to the vets and whatnot. So anyway, let's not get into that. So I'm going to take a look at this shelf here. Reason being is because it shouldn't take too long, so I might as well include it in this video. And you'll see why as we sort of go on. So let's start, shall we? So the first film that I come to here, although it's not a P, it's an S, is Scary Movie 3.5. Now I have two Scary Movie films, and that is Scary Movie 3 and Scary Movie 4. I'm not actually a fan of the first two movies. I find the humour to be in bad taste, shall we say. So I preferred it when they became more airplane, Naked Gun-esque. The fifth movie in the franchise is a film that I've not even managed to get through, so I don't have that either. So I'm happy keeping just 3 and 4 in the collection. Although on my last watch, they seemed very dated. They seemed... I think I had possibly matured beyond those films, if that kind of makes sense. I'm at that point in life where I think they're not actually that funny. Anyway, let's start here, shall we? With so I'm going to take these off in a pile, and we shall see. So the first film we have here is a film starring Pedro Pascal, and it's called Prospect. It's a sci-fi film. I watched this, I got it because of The Mandalorian. Mandalorian hadn't yet begun, and I wanted to check out more with Pedro Pascal in it. So it led me to this film, and I don't think I'll give it a rewatch. I think I can leave it where it is, honestly. Next up, we have Nicolas Cage in Pay the Ghost. Evil Walks Among Us. And I haven't watched it. It's still sealed. I picked it up for next to nothing. So for that reason, I shall keep a hold of it. Then we have Poltergeist. That's the original version. The original Poltergeist. Yeah, so I'll be keeping that, obviously. Sorry, a bit of a cough. I'll keep that one. It's Poltergeist after all. Then we have the remake of Poltergeist. I think that I'm quite happy keeping just the original film. So that one will be a goer as well. Then we have Ben Affleck in Pearl Harbor. It's a film that from time to time I can revisit. Okay, not too often, but I can revisit it, so a keeper. Then we have Promising Young Woman. Still sealed as well. And I had watched it. It was okay. This lady here, this actress, this thespian, she was Sally Sparrow in Doctor Who, in the David Tennant era. That very first Walking Angels, or whatever they call them. What do they call them? You know, the oh my God, Weeping Angels. The Weeping Angels. She was in the very first Weeping Angels episode. That one, which was very David Tennant-less. He wasn't in it much. Yeah, and I can't work out whether she's attractive or not. And this sounds really bad and shallow. I don't think she's aged very well. She hasn't. Life hasn't been kind. But in some shots she looks okay, in others she doesn't. But there we go. Then we have Piranha. Piranha. Yeah, Joe Dainty's original classic. Fantastic. Fantastic. Creature feature. As you know, I'm a fan of creature features. And that leads us to James Cameron. Yes, James Cameron's Piranha 2, The Spawning, from 88 Films. Comes with a slip. What else did it come with? A reversible sleeve, a poster, that sort of thing. The reversible sleeve has the original art on it like that. Flying Killers. The Spawning. So yeah, it's not a great film, but it's kind of cult classic, and like I said, I'm a fan of that sort of movie. So obviously that leads us on to Piranha 3D. Jawsome. Kelly Brook is in that. It's always a bonus. And then we have Piranha 3 Double D. You know, these are fun films. Fun, stupid films. Decent cast. David Hasselhoff's in that one. So that's always a bonus. Then we have Pan's Labyrinth there. Picked up for £3. And why not? So if I put them back on the shelf, I'm keeping them, okay? The Proposal. Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock. And I always had fun with this. This is from the early days of Blu-ray. It's, you know, I pick up things like this and it reminds me of when I had hardly any Blu-ray. When Blu-ray, you know, hadn't long been on the scene. And yeah, that's from that kind of an era. And then we have, from Germany, Kevin Costner, Clint Eastwood, Perfect World. Great film. Great film. I think Laura Dern's in this as well. I think when I first watched this, it really upset me. I think I actually shed a tear at the end of it. First time I ever saw it. I do like Kevin Costner. So what's this? That's a book. We'll come back to that. So we have a box set now, so you'll see why this shelf will be done over and quick. So I have here the Friday the 13th collection. That one. I said there was an F in there, didn't I? Yeah, big F. Just because there was space on that shelf to house this. And obviously this contains Friday the 13th, Part 2, Part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Freddy vs. Jason, Jason X, the remake, and making of stuff, you know, and all that. It's a really nice set. And if you want me to pick one of my favourites of the franchise, it's Jason X. I love this film, I really do. I don't know why, but my most watched Jason movie is Jason X. So that's in there. But then we have, from 101 Films, there's a documentary, the Camp Crystal Lake doc, the complete history of Friday the 13th. That makes me want to check something out, actually, because I want to see whether that is bonus material. Well, I just wanted to check that one. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't something that was already on there, if that makes sense. So, yeah, Camp Crystal Lake. Next up, a small film, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it is. Get rid of that loose disc in there, in the bin. Sorry, from Taika Waititi. What We Do in the Shadows, which it was an enjoyable film, very cheap, but it's fun, and it's about a camera crew that follow a sort of house of vampires, shall we say. But it actually got spun off into a TV show, and I have season 1 there, season 2, season 3, season 4, and season 5. And I think it's a fantastic show. I think the TV series is far better than the actual film itself. And then that leads me to another box set that I have, and that is this one here, Charles Band's Puppet Master, containing, well, all those there. So you've got Puppet Master, Puppet Master 2, Puppet Master 3, Puppet Master 4, Puppet Master 5, Retro Puppet Master, Curse of the Puppet Master, Puppet Master The Legacy, Puppet Master Axis of Evil, Puppet Master Axis Rising, Puppet Master Axis Termination, and Arcana of the Puppet Master, which is kind of like some sort of making of material for the franchise. Now, the Puppet Master films, yes, they're cheap. They're cheap films, but I grew up on them. I grew up on the first ones. I remember the VHS days of them. I remember when the posters were up in the video stores. I remember renting them, and I had a lot of fun with the films, and I've followed them as they've gone on. And yeah, they've spawned comic books, which I've got. Full Moon done the first few issues, then more recently, I can't remember the company that done, Dynamite maybe done the later ones. I may be wrong with the company that done them from a few years back. I got all of them. I read them, had a lot of fun with them. Yeah, and it still continues today. The franchise still continues today, because we got to that point, and then we were given a kind of remake of the first one, Puppet Master: The Littlest Reich. It wasn't it was different. It was different. It was in its own sort of, wasn't really connected to the others. From the creators of Bone Tomahawk. It was, whoa, I am throwing it around. It was okay. It was okay, yeah. I'm just looking inside, because I actually have the DVD of Puppet Master and Demonic Toys, which is another one. That one come with some art cards and that. That's my old Puppet Master 1 disc in there as well, the original film. So you had that, but then it kind of spun back into its, you not spun back, but you had a continuation of the Puppet Master franchise, in that the character of Blade the Iron Cross, he got his own movie. Yes. I don't know the runtime of that. I can't see it, and they're so small, and the lighting ain't great under this. But yeah, and then after that, more recently, last year, we got Puppet Master Doctor Death. But it's a short movie. It runs for 60 minutes. It's not long. It's not even filmic in length. It's more like a short special. But yeah, it's a continuation of the Puppet Master franchise, and I'm all in for it. You know what I mean? So there's that. So they're not going anywhere. And then a film that I've seen on people's worst films of last year and people's best films of last year lists. For me, I really enjoyed it. It's The Pope's Exorcist. It does have the English subs where it's required, which you don't always get on German releases. But yeah, we only got DVD release in this country, so I had to get it from elsewhere. Hence, it ain't got a reversible sleeve in it. So again, a keeper. And then we have two films that, I mean, I was all there for A Quiet Place, because John Krasinski. I like John Krasinski. I've followed him from the days of The Office. I like him as Jack Ryan. I wouldn't have minded seeing him portray Captain America. I would like to have seen what his version of Captain America was, or would have been like. So yeah. And then we had A Quiet Place 2. I picked up very cheap because, well, I got the first one. I'm very critical of this film. I don't think it's great. I think that there's too many unanswered questions. I mean, how many of these alien-y things are there for you to be in the middle of nowhere and to be heard straight away, and then for them to be right on top of you? Do you know what I mean? It's almost like you're within 100 metres of one, wherever you may be. It kind of comes across like that, and it doesn't seem like that many are coming down, if that makes sense. I'm hoping that the new one kind of retroactively changes things to make it look like, well, actually there's like, billions of them. But there we go. And then we have from Germany, the two Alan Quatermain films starring, well, Sharon Stone was in these as well with Richard Chamberlain, and I do have both of them. Imported them, well, yeah, because they're still sealed as well. HD remastered apparently, but yeah, so that's the last one. So you can see on that shelf, because I'm taken up with a bulk of stuff like the Puppet Masters, Friday the 13th, the What We Do in the Shadows, which literally takes up, you know, let me just reverse that camera. So as a whole shelf goes, you're looking at that just taken up by 3 franchise with a few discs either side. So you can see the predicament I was in with that shelf, hence the reason why there's not much going, and only 2 from that shelf being Prospect and Poltergeist. But still, 2 down is better than none. That's what I say. So there we go. I'm going to leave it there, and in 2 weeks' time I will be back with, well, we'll do this shelf here. We'll do this top one because it looks quite, it looks shorter. It looks short. It's not a complete shelf. It ends there. So it shouldn't take too long or be too long a video. It's 2 weeks. So hit the subscribe button, come join the channel, leave a comment down below. I do reply to all comments eventually. At least I try to. If they go unanswered, it's because I've accidentally missed them. But anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Take care all, and goodbye.